Alright, Sunday night. I wanna play a game, maybe two. Let's see how it goes. E4. Okay. I can get the center, I'll get the center. This is probably coming. Okay, so I don't know any theory for French, so I know that there is an advanced variation, um, and there is an exchange variation. Advanced creates like a more locked positions. Let's do the exchange. I don't really want a position that is too locked. Probably even okay, he takes this way. Um, so what does it mean for us? So I can't just keep develop normally. Protect the pawn. There's really nothing going on here, no particular trend. Yeah, like this might come, but there is no check. Okay, so we're just developing normally. The real question is where this bishop belongs. It's not super obvious to me. Um, can't put it here for obvious reasons. Um, can I try and play Queen's Gambit style? And kinda like it. And then this bishop can land here. If he takes, he decides not to take, which is always an option. Counter Gambit. Okay, he says, I'm not gonna take. So takes, takes. I want to get my bishop here. Or I can add the second defender. I think both are fine. So making sure that I'm not, so this is not particularly a problem. Should I be worried about, oh, actually, yeah, this knight even protects from that. I can always take. Hmm. Yes, I probably should read a little bit of a theory for French. So right now, what is going on? This pawn has two attackers, two defenders. Probably should have taken, honestly, because my whole idea was to land the bishop here. And now if this is coming, okay, now I'm just better. I can take, I take, he takes, I take, uh, then what? Nothing. I take and just put my bishop where I wanted to put my bishop. And then I castle. He can only take with a knight, obviously not with a queen. He decided not to retake. He wants to give some discovered check. So where this can go. I can put this bishop here. Where is he supposed to attack? Can I push? I'll probably just take. Hmm. Even no, this. I believe in this works. This actually looks funny. Do I put my knight here or bishop? Hmm. This knight then. It's gonna be kind of annoying for them. I know. I need to review this move. Alternative with this. This is an option. Basically anything. This is probably better because it's protected by pawn. Yeah, as expected. So let's see, making sure that I'm not blundering anything. Bishop comes here. Where can the knight go? Here. Yeah, everything is protected. Now, they got a little bit of a problem. So first, this knight is attacked twice. And second, this is also a threat. So removing the knight is bad. Keeping knight here is bad. What do you have left? Protect the knight. Yep, that's what I thought. So protecting the knight is the way. Now I have to be careful with this. I can trade the knights. Hmm. Or just castle. This is still like kinda castle. Finish my development. What's the game plan? I definitely have a little bit more space in the center. And we exchanged a couple of pawns. So my pawn is the only one. Now he can attack my knight. That's possible. He does. I'll probably just go back. This looks interesting. But again, this will probably be coming. Yeah, I can't go here because of the bishop. Um, I can always trade a little bit, so maybe now is a good time. So this is a more active knight. So take the knight. He takes. Hmm. Get my queen somewhere. Hmm. This looks fun too. Actually, even this is not helping. This does. And then I can squeeze in. And what? I need a second attacker. Yeah, a second attacker. Just move this bishop here. Just exchange and move the bishop. So I go here. This is not helping because this is coming. This is coming. Like, go here. What next? This. Yeah. So this is probably the only. Yeah. So this is definitely a bad move. So the only move on this one is this. Then I squeeze in. And the idea is that I trade the knights. Okay. I've been thinking for quite a while. What's the plan? Still attacking the knight. Take. He takes. So my idea is, yeah, so that idea is no longer working. Maybe this is still an option. If he takes, I take. And then what? And then what? I don't have any continuation. So take, take. I can even take. I take. What if I do this? No, then he just takes. Yeah, simple. This is kind of like a interesting situation, so it does require some decent calculation. I think if he takes, I take, and he can't retake. I take this knight for the third time. Then I take, he takes, I take, and I sort of win a pawn. So what is he planning? Or she? And probably the question is whether or not to take this knight. This knight is kind of annoying, so I guess it's worth taking. If he does take, actually, I take with a pawn. Probably. I take with a rook. Do I need my rook here? But then takes, and that's it. I don't really want to trade my rooks here. So yeah, so this is an option. So just to the next attacker to the d5 square. Oh wow, I think I'm thinking for a long time, but this person is um really. I have a lead in development now. I have 3 pieces out versus 2. I can't see any. The position seems very equal. Doesn't really. I do enjoy having in. Like I usually run out of time first. I do enjoy for a change be the person with some extra time. Another interesting move would have been this, just to double protect the knight. Okay, so he decides to take. So the question is knight or so what if I do this? Probably takes. I take. Yeah, I don't want it right away. So now I got a bishop pair. So bishop pair is a little advantage. Okay, he decided to take. I have no choice. I think I have no choice. I have to take. Or should I take the queen first? Yeah, I should probably take the so let's see. So if I take the knight, he takes, I take, he takes this pawn. If I take the queen, that's already mate in one, so he has to take. Oh, probably there was some tactic. Was it a tactic? No. Check, takes, check. What are you thinking about? There are no options here. Yeah, but it's very, very interesting on the previous move. So maybe, yeah, maybe there was something here. Bishop sacrifice. Then if takes. And then queen check. And the king has to go c back. Mm, and Probably can't. Don't have enough material here. Okay, now I'm enjoying. I don't know what is this person thinking about right now. So what are the options that he or she got? Giving me a check? This is not gonna work. I'll take this knight anyway. Okay. I guess I don't have again sacrifice. If takes. Nah, just take. All right, so now I got a bishop pair, which is nice. And but other than that, that is my only small advantage. Uh, this pawn, I know this pawn is more of an asset or a liability. I don't really know. So the question is whether or not I want to trade. I want to trade my bishops. Do I have a counter threat? Check. So not a check, but just attacking this rook. Say the rook moves here. Should I trade or should I not trade? That is a question. That is indeed the question. Hmm. If I don't, I can't go here. Just go back here, like blocking everything. An option go here, and if he takes, I take with a pawn. Then my pawn structure is a little better. Hmm. If I do take, he takes and blocks my pawn. Yeah, I will take. So what if I go here? He blocks. Take, take, take and take. I win a pawn. Hmm. Where does this bishop belong? Where does this bishop belong? Is this a nice square? What can I attack? What is a weakness? There's a weakness. We're completely equal in terms of material. The downside is that he got 3 minutes. That's my only hope. He has been thinking for a long time, and we're going into end game, and I have the benefit of being able to think in the end game, and that is good for me. I am able to think in the end game. Yeah, maybe I should have taken just attack this pawn. This pawn would have moved. I need some advantage here. I need to create some advantage, at least a pawn. So something. Can I win at least a pawn? Here's the idea, right? What if I hit it? And then I will take on the ways either to move. Hmm. This person completely disregarding the fact that we're still in the middle game and they have minute 34 left. That's how I usually play. Okay. So they decided to move a pawn, which weakens this pawn. Can I now attack this? Hmm. Oh, this pawn is still protected by a knight. Can I go here? I go here. Then it moves. What was the point? Just bring in the second bishop. So I have to be careful about my king's safety. But this is the most likely. So if that happens, then um, I can actually take sort of rule. Okay. Hmm. Then this is interesting. So if that's the case, if that's the case, I do this, attacking, and but if I do this, then b5 comes, and I got nothing. I got totally nothing against the b5. This is an option, but then I will be blocking my own bishop. Well, yeah, I feel I need to simplify. Maybe simplifying benefits them. I want to get this rook out, and this rook was protecting the pawn. Okay, so now that they have no more bishops, um, what do we do? We can start moving pawns. So I can get. Where did I get my rook? So what might happen is These protect the pawn, but this pawn doesn't really need protection. So can I try and push? And this pawn, should I try and double my rook somewhere? What if I try to do this? Somehow this, this takes. And just get an open file. Or get a. Can this pawn be attacked? Should I start like pushing this pawn? Maybe I need to try and get my pawns on the white square so that I don't want to, like, if this comes, how do I protect my pawn? Just move it here. He moves here. He takes. So move it here. A4. So knight versus bishop endgame. The only advantage I have is extra 3 minutes time. Oh, they just timed out. They didn't even try to. They didn't even try to do anything. I think this game will not have moves were good, but this game felt very, very equal. 95.6%. Wow. Wow. I played 18 nearly perfect moves. That is like two engines playing. Really. 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 Wow. It was a little, like, I got a little advantage here. Just a tiny bit. And then lost it. Yep. Good. Taking. Well, when I said it felt like a really equal game, I didn't expect that. Not to mention that we played way more theory than I. 7 moves of theory for French that. Oh, is there a name for that? There's probably a name for that. Cool. Um, and as I thought, like the best here was to take and that was my plan. So that's what I was expecting, and then but it's essentially it ended up in essentially the same position. So wow, and it's 0.1. That's amazing. Yeah, like 18 moves of like a perfect game.